Good morning, everybody. It's time to tear into this project. If you saw the opening video, I have a really classic Magnavox stereo console here. I'm guessing from the early to mid 1960s. The problem is we're only getting sound out of one channel, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have to remove, not going to worry about the record player and all that. We're going to have to remove the chassis here and see what that's going to take to get that out and take a look at it and see if we need to replace some parts. What's kind of unusual about this unit and really surprises me, because Magnavox was such a huge name in top-end consoles in the 50s, 60s, 70s. But they don't have a, Sam's doesn't have a technical bulletin. And Sam's was a publishing company in Indianapolis. I think there's still some people working there sending out copies of original, what they call photo facts. And they would have all the information that you would need to service the units. And every time one of the manufacturers came out with a new product, they would send, Sam's would get the service, the layouts, the part configurations, the part lists, and things like that. But believe it or not, for the first time in all my years of fixing a lot of stuff, I really don't have a technical bulletin. So we're just going to kind of be winging it here and take it step by step. But yeah, it really did shock me. One thing you're going to have to remember is if you DIY repairs, which I don't recommend with electrical stuff, you better take a lot of pictures to understand where the connectors go when you go to put it back together again. Okay, some of these pilot lights, speakers, and it's nice to know the position. It took me a while to figure out how to get the chassis out, but remove this cover, and then it looks like we have two screws that hold the chassis in down here, which I'm hoping. Try to keep everything clean and try to keep everything from being scratched. That's a real key. Obviously these things get really dirty and the bulbs blow out too. But that's what we're here for, to make it like new. Let's see, we got two screws holding this in. Gotta be careful we don't drop this thing. It's hard to believe only two screws hold this chassis in here, but they had to try to make stuff relatively easy for repair people, or they wouldn't take it in and repair it. It'd be deemed too hard to work on. Got two screws here, two chassis screws, and we should be able to lift this baby up. Let's see, we still got something holding it. So we're going to have to put this screw back for a second until we figure out what's holding it up down there. Put that back in for a second. Whew. Always something. All right, let's try it again. We had the phono plugs that were holding it. I'm sure we got a place to put this. Ooh. Okay. Save that screw. Now, you should be able to lift that up and down. And there we go. Put that down. I don't want to scratch anything. Well, this is some really old school transistors in here. Take a look at it. Looks like you could integrate your TV into this thing too. You have a TV console. Whew! Wrestling match. Big output transistors there. Let's see what brand that is. Bendix. I always associated Bendix with air brakes. 38P1K. It's the early days of integrated circuit boards too. It's kind of cool. General Electric components. Here's a look at the underside here. And things like resistors rarely go wrong. That's the things that have the multicolor lines on them. It's usually things like caps. This one looks like it may be bulgy a little bit on the end. These are the things that generally go bad. Like this big boy here, 250 microfarad, 25 volts. That's a big boy. And we might as well get plugged in and start replacing. I guess that's a dates, I don't know. I'm not going to be too anal about what the year is. Let's get the soldering iron heated up. We got one big multi-capacitor unit here, 1000 microfarad 45, 500 microfarad 45, and I don't know what the hell that is. Common. So we got two in there. I hate to mess with these can caps, so I'm just going to replace what I can and hope for the best here. Yeah, call me lazy. Let's try to get this new cap on here. Pay very good attention to the polarization of it. These have a positive and negative. So I just did the negative lead. And here you can see I cut off the negative side here. I'm going to now stretch that over. We're going to cut this here. Now we're going to tie the new one right down there. Get that good and hot. And there we go. Easy peasy. All right. We'll go ahead and get the ones over on this side of the board. Down here we got some screws to remove. I'm hoping I can kind of lift this enough to turn this over and get to these on here. I got that board lifted out pretty good, so it's got enough flexibility I can get to the back of it with the desoldering iron and start changing these out. Yeah, those things, I thought this was transistors. I couldn't really see real well, but this is diodes over here. So I'm letting the desoldering iron hook up. And then we'll attack from the back here. Start up here with this one. I think it's pretty interesting how much technology advanced. Look at the look at this size of the original here, and look at this little baby that's gone in place. That's how much technology is advanced. That's the way we do it. One by one, get it done. Don't have many more to go on this board. be happy to say goodbye. Goodbye. I think that's a pretty good job. I got the board remounted. I've changed out all of those caps, so I'm hoping that that's going to do the trick. I want to reinstall this before I move any further, but I'm going to lubricate some of the potentiometers of these switches and things over here along this side. Give them some lubrication. Just rocking that back and forth. And our other ones too. Trying to work that on all of the contacts. I'll work that in a little bit more.
Together, dancing cheek to cheek.
This is the Midday Music Program on a Monday, and I thank you for tuning in.
I'll send you a postcard someday.
It seemed this would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush. 30, right on AM 1100 KFAX.
Of course, in the wake of the Supreme Court ruling on...
Now, do you still have approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients.
I smell success, guys. Achieved the objective today. We have both channels working here. I still want to get onto the crossover network for the speakers. Do a little component replacement there and basically check out a few more things. Balance, bias, and just some stuff that should be done on a tune-up, but I'm thrilled. She's sounding good. The tuner's working good. It's going to clean up real nice, so I am very happy today. Yeah, a ton of parts changed out. I don't like to do it too often. I'm not a big part changer, but on the advice of my friend RV Shadow, I went ahead and did quite a bit today. Not every single one, but enough that, yeah, we got 2 channels going again on here, so makes me real happy. So thanks for watching this part 2 of the restoration of the Magnavox console. I'm guessing circa 1965. Thumbs up are appreciated today. Thanks, everybody.